Hometakiasen. Namaste. Sarve Meri Vashdar. So, no, Osio, my relatives. You know, I've been contemplating this whole PTSD, MST, getting a diagnosis. Healing those wounds, spirituality, you know, all those kinds of crazy things. And witnessing myself. Because, well, let's see, I've been hit and abused, beat up, bullied, shunned. I've actually experienced rape multiple times in different formats, different ways, including 2 trusted girlfriends actually delivering me, and one actually ordering it, saying, hey, take her through this experience. She's got to experience it because sex is great. Best friend and my boyfriend. Anyway, so there's this whole, you know, and then you have the narcissist and the narcissist, post-narcissist abuse syndrome, right? Okay, well, I've heard several people share, you know, oh, it's just a diagnosis. Oh, okay, now you have a name for it. Oh, no. And, you know, my mom was a counselor for many years, and with children, primarily children, that is, until she retired from that and then became more of a prayer practitioner counselor with the Centers for Spiritual Living. And she had studied Native American, she Buddhism, she was raised Catholicism. She's very well studied, very well read, highly intelligent, and extremely spiritual. The woman's got a connection, and so does my dad. However, here's the thing. Normally the people that I hear these kinds of things from, I'm not saying all, but normally, they haven't experienced it. Now, my mom, she was the first to say, you know, I've had a wonderful childhood. I had a wonderful, she never experienced any of that. She never joined the military. She'd never been raped. She had a wonderful, beautiful childhood, raised in a good home, wonderful values, you know, different things like that. However, she sat with children who'd been abused, all growing up, children who experienced many different things. And was even almost attacked by one if it hadn't been for her dog Luna stepping in. And that was back when that therapy was unheard of. She wanted to try an experiment. She took on full responsibility for Luna. And I think her other dog also went. This I don't quite remember. However, she never negated the condition. She never never downplayed anyone's feelings and what they were experiencing. Because she hadn't experienced it. She didn't mean that it wasn't an experience and that this person sitting in front of her wasn't experiencing this. This is their experience. And if they need a name to put to it, well, for someone like myself, who I've experienced a lot of these things, and yes, I do my spiritual mind treatment, and yes, I understand it is just a belief, and yes, I understand that it may not happen again. However, the physical body's response is, it's like trying to tell an antelope not to run from a lion. You know? It's that, you know, the animal instinct just kicks right in. And we have this from many different experiences. And it is passed through us through our DNA in the little egg cells of our mamas, carried right on down the line. That's why it's a matrilineage all throughout mega history. I gotta go beyond the colonialism with the whole patriarch thing, because the sperm is the sperm. It's like the spark, and yes, it takes on it has those characteristics, but majority of it is matrilineage. And so, and I'm not a scientist or anything like that. I mean, I'm not claiming that to be. Hey, if somebody comes up with something different, I'm happy to take another look. I'm always open to new perspectives and ideas and what we call mini truths behind the big truth. Anyway, so for me, you know, oh, it's true. It's real. In this physical reality, it is real. And we can talk multi-dimensional all we want. When it comes right down here to earth, yes, we're spiritual beings having an earthly experience. And you can say it all begins in the mind. And yes, we can retrain the mind. However, if we do not see certain things as coming from a particular pattern, or there's even what they call chronic PTSD. Okay, so you have a PTSD experience. Depending upon that PTSD experience, if it's not processed correctly, which many of them are not, many of them are, but many of them are not. Now, I have gone through years and years and years and years now of looking at my beliefs, seeing the core cause, you know, doing the 7-year patterns. My PTSD was re-triggered. I mean, I had come to that place of like, love, you know? And I was there for a while. I was there for quite a while. And then, because I had not seen a particular pattern, we're always peeling layers, had not seen a particular pattern, I got to experience several of those all in one, and a very spiritual person whom, shared a lot of truth, shared a lot of beautiful things. And I had not seen the pattern of the CP, the chronic post-traumatic syndrome. You know, the whole PTSD, the chronic PTSD, the constantly being in that pattern. I was processing truths, I was processing truths, I was processing truths, seeing through the truth, seeing through the golden peace, following my intuition, following my heart, doing what I believed was right. Keeping it towards love, keeping it towards kindness, praying for peace and freedom, praying for peace and freedom. Free me, free me, free me, free me. Like I had spent, I fell into complete surrender, and just that's all I could repeat was free me, free me, free me, free me, free me, in a process at the Oneness University in India. Okay. Now, you fast forward that, and you add in the MST. So, you've got all these little factors going on. I do. I have all these little factors going on. And then you toss in the MST. And when I really delved into the MST, military sexual training, which is a little bit different than rape. Because you can't even, at that point, back when it wasn't claimed. It was not claimed. You did not move forward. Retaliation would have happened. And actually, retaliation did happen a little bit later. Which is why I had to fight, so to speak, for my veteran status. And the shame that comes through that point, I don't even want to be a part of the military, so I'm not going to claim my military status. I did that for years. But the two, all of that built up, you put it together? Yeah. And then you add in the ancestral shit? Yeah. It does help to give it an A. It does. Because just like when your anger comes up or something else comes up, you can say, hey, I see you. I see you. So all these people out there saying, oh, you don't have to put a diagnosis on it. You don't have to put a name to it. You don't have to claim it as a disorder. It's not a disorder. I see it now as a freaking gift. That's right. It's a gift. So I thank all of you out there, especially you men, and the women who deliver us to those men. I see you, and I thank you. I thank you. Because now, every time I hop into a vehicle, yeah, I have my little dog with me. He helps me. But one, he's gonna let me know if I can't see it, because I'm trying to be love and light like I have been all these years, and got stomped on, tromped on, shoved down, throat cut, can't speak, constriction, whatever you want to call it. All of that, if I can't see it, my dog can, and he lets me know. Sometimes he loves to walk down these alleys and check out, smell, and I'll let him off leash. But every once in a while, I'll come across an alley and he's like, we ain't going down there. And I'm like, okay, I'm listening to you, buddy. And off we go. But I can breathe through it. Because it's already happened. I'm not this body. I'm not this body. I'm not even this mind. I am not even this mind. I'm something beyond that. All of us are. There's something beyond that. However, we are also living a human experience, and we cannot negate the experience. So we can talk love and light and, we're spiritual beings. We're spiritual beings. It's all an illusion. Whoa. Well, good luck with that shit. I'm sorry to say that. And that's just how I feel. Because we are having an earthly experience, and we're here in this earth school for a reason. Not to negate the human condition, not to negate the animal instincts, not to negate the mental patterns that take place, and realizing that, yeah, it can be a suffering for a little while, and I'm seeing that we move beyond the whole suffering piece, but because the suffering is thinking that it needs to be something different. When I came to the understanding and the realization that I was being put through these experiences, that I got to experience these experiences to really connect with the black sheep ancestral DNA, ancestral lineage healing, and be the warrior that I am, or whatever, to stand up and say, hey, this is enough, this is enough, this is enough. Shit ain't happening no more. I did that with I'm working that with my particular human family and our lineage. So, when I can get to that space, and when I get to that space, I've gotten to that space for the most part, not 100%, but I've gotten to that space for the most part. I can say, hey, it stops here. And everything that I have experienced all the way through were gifts for me to really fully connect with the feelings of it, for the compassion of it, for the empathy of it. And maybe I'll be like my adopted mom, and my next lifetime will be, smooth sailing. Smooth sailing. Now, did she have her stuff that she went through? Yes. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Hers was all around authority. Male authority. And I'm not quite sure if she transcended the whole thing before she crossed over, but she must have, because she says, I have a feeling that's what I'm here for, until I can transcend this one. And we all know who that one is. Anyway, because she was ready to come back if we put the woman in charge. She was like, I'm gonna go right now. If the woman gets in charge, I'm gonna go right now, because I want to come back in and experience this one. So maybe she transcended it, and she doesn't need to come back. I believe she has. But she was pretty clear that this was going to be her last lifetime. And maybe we all don't know. I don't know. And I'm not going to pretend to know. But what I do know for myself is the diagnoses are important. It may not be important to some people, but it is definitely important and can be extremely helpful for those who experience that kind of stuff. And I'm going to keep this brief and short so that it's easier to load up. But that's what I would like to share today. That is what has been rambling through my mind as I have been in this interesting kind of like, it started yesterday, this frustration. Oh, just this frustration. I think I shared it in my journal last night. And today felt like a bit of a breakthrough through that. There was still some this morning. But now it's like this. And no, I'm not stepping backwards. I am moving forward. So, a reclaim in a weird kind of way, interesting way. I'm not even sure how to term it. I heard someone share when an empath finally blows. I think that's where I'm at. It was like when an empath finally blows, and I listened to a little bit of the beginning of it, and I kind of got the idea of it, and I'm going, yeah. When you get to that space of, you just don't, you still care. I do care. But yet, I don't give a shit. It's kind of that honey badger. You know, the honey badger just don't give a shit. He's gonna take, he's gonna do, he's gonna be. And yet, you still care. The interesting piece about it is being an empath who is like, okay, you kind of pick up on everything. You kind of get to this, you don't care because many times what's coming out of somebody's mouth and what they're really feeling, what you're picking up on, it's two different things. And I have negated that numerous times being, you know, be love, be peace, be kind. And yeah, I can be peace, I can be love, and I can be kind. And I can just not listen to your shit because I can see right through it, and I can turn around and walk away because seen it, been there, done that, and no thank you. And when they realize, and what I'm beginning to notice, is when they realize they can't pull one over on you, they walk away. They walk away. Now there's some, I'll call you lizards. Or, no, I don't want to call you lizards. I love lizards. I'll call you ticks. There are some ticks that, well, they watch. That's hilarious. They watch you. Then they try to imitate you a little bit. Try to utilize some of your words a little bit. And they line. And those are the sneaky ones. Those little teeny tiny ones that can crawl up in the little cracks. Some of them even try to put on this huge sob story, and it's like, no, I can see through that shit too. So I'm learning. The cool thing, she's just, there's one thing that they cannot emulate, and that's the power of the vibration in the silence. And just sharing enough truth to make one think, but not enough truth to tell you what to think or try to manipulate your vibration. Your vibration is between you and Creator. My vibration is between me and my Creator. And when something is shared without that heart, without that authenticity, without that true intention, it doesn't land the same way. It doesn't reverberate the same way. That cannot be emulated. Nobody could steal anything from my mom. Nobody can steal any kind of vibe from my dad. You can't drain him. You couldn't drain my mother. Did she need to rest? Oh yeah. Does my dad rest? Oh yeah. Well, see, when they're resting, they're recharging and sending out energy. And here's the thing. If you are doing something that is coming from your soul, it feeds you while you're giving it. It's like a water faucet. The more you open it up, the more water comes through it, and you just those were the times that and I know what my practices are that really do that for me. Yeah. Now I've been peeling layers personally and so forth, and yeah, I can go and see, even like right now, just sharing truth, just completely being authentic and being myself, and I'm filled to the, I'm just like, so being in that alignment, that's what I love. We all love it. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. I have no idea. Like I said, it's a ramble. It's a ramble. I really am looking at and going, that's what it was. That's what it was. And I allowed it to take my serenity. I allowed that because it backslapped me. That was this morning. It came from somebody. I was like, what the fuck? I'm going, not again. So I took that deep dive in myself. Going, wow. And I almost reached out to a couple of sisters and said, you know, do I stumble on other people's truths inadvertently and I don't realize it? Do I negate someone else's truth without realizing it? Am I that difficult to reach out and speak to? I know I have been in the past because I was a traveling woman and can't answer the motor. You can't answer the phone on the motorcycle. Or sometimes you're camping and you can't get back to somebody right away. And you know, nobody ever knew where I was, so they were like, you know, but I always would reach out, you know, when I could. But, and yeah, so that little bit of energy that got seeped through this morning by a couple of ticks, I let it get me again. But you know what? Here's something else I've learned. Every time, look out. Because one, it always comes back tenfold. So, and two, it's made me stronger. It's made me, I'm coming back with more wisdom, and at least I'm praying that I do. At least I'm praying I do. But I do, I feel much stronger. I feel much more aligned with my truth. And so, all of you little ticks out there, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because not only do I see you, I feel you. And even if you do kind of climb on and take a little bit, well, enjoy my blood, because it's going to bless you. And two, you're going to receive it back tenfold. So go to your own source. Find your own inner truth wisdom. Heal your own broken heart, or charcoal heart, or whatever your heart may be. And thank you for making me stronger and clearer and reconnecting with my own alignment and healing my truth.